Thanks for tuning in. Something's been happening in the market for the last couple months that I don't think most people have realized. The broader market has gone a little quiet. Capital seems to be sitting on the sidelines. Pokemon itself has put out 3 smaller and lighter sets. And at the same time, people are paying triple retail for 30th celebration pre-orders on stuff that's not even out yet. I don't think that's a coincidence. Welcome back to the Poke Ticker. Let's see what the market's telling us. Thanks again for joining. Just wanted to start here with an article talking about how much people are spending on the 30th anniversary and seeing on eBay, sales of $175 to $220, packs are $90 to $100. Just kind of crazy prices for a set that's not even out yet, even one as anticipated as this. Just quickly show you the ETB on TCGPlayer too. And the reason I'm showing this in addition to that article is the graph here is a little bit of an atypical trajectory. Seeing it drop a huge amount from 500 down here to 200 is not crazy, but we don't typically see it stagnate and flatten out like this ahead of the release, especially a month ahead. And so that's a little bit different and something that is most likely being caused by the 30th, the anticipation of the 30th celebration set. Usually you'll see this big drop all the way until release, and seeing it flatten already ahead of time is a little bit strange. Because of that, I want to show you something that I'm speculating on that I think the data is showing us right now that hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of. So what I've done here is evaluate a lot of the modern products and modern cards. Modern I'm defining as anything from that 2021 COVID period on. Sword and Shield forward, essentially. So Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, Mega Evolution, all of those generations are included in this. And what I did is I took 8 cards and products here to give you a nice snapshot of what I'm seeing. But you can track this across almost all of those products, right? Not everything is following line, but enough that you could say that the market is moving in a very similar direction together. Essentially what's happening is in July and June of this summer, all of these products peaked and are now either coming back down or stagnating. And you can see here I've taken, what the peak price was, shown what the price is now, and it's a range, and then giving you what the percent drop is. The one outlier I'll call out here is Prismatic Evolution's SPC, but the reason it's a little bit of an outlier and the reason why it peaked in April is because it got a reprint at Target and Best Buy and some of the big box retailers. And so it started to come down from that peak a little earlier because of the reprint effect. Destined Rivals is also kind of following that trajectory where the reprint didn't get announced till a little later, so it falls in that line, but you'll see the volume has gone up since the prices have come down because everybody's anticipating that the additional product will come out and they're buying at those prices. The reason that I'm showing this to you and that I'm bringing this up is that it's giving us a really good buying opportunity for modern sealed and singles products. And even some of the PSA 10s out there are also seeing a similar trajectory. So things that maybe you were holding off on, it's just been going way up since fall or maybe even early spring, and you've been holding off and you're worried when is it going to come back down again. Now for a decent amount of these products could be a really good time, right? Mega Venusaur as an example, up almost to $190, and now it's back down in the 150 range. That's a decent amount drop that maybe if you were like, oh, I really wanted this, but I waited too long, now could be a really good opportunity. On the other side of that, what we're seeing is vintage cards like the XY generation is a really good example, seeing a large upward trajectory. So what it looks like is people, as they anticipate the 30th anniversary coming out, are either sitting on the sidelines, not spending their money, and waiting until that comes out and they can spend their money there, or they're speculating that when the 30th anniversary comes out, people's attention will be moved to vintage. They'll get those reprint cards from the 30th anniversary, or they'll discover an older set, and they will try to buy that up. And so vintage cards have seen their stock rise at crazy percentages in the recent months. And again, that's not everything, but it's enough to say that the market is moving in those ways. And to see that kind of trajectory, both on the vintage side and the modern side, is telling me where I should spend my money if I'm looking to get things, or whether I should wait, hold, sell things. If you're following the data, it helps tremendously on where you should be spending your time and what things you should be focusing on. I just call out to on the grading side, it doesn't seem to be affecting the grading. I know it's paused, but the amount of cards being graded and the things being graded pretty much remain the same. However, I'm hoping that you can take this information and apply it to your collections and maybe get some really good deals. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Pokemon has put out some lighter sets. The last 3 sets, Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and Pitch Black, have all been smaller. They've all been maybe some less popular Pokemon as the focuses of the sets. And I would argue that's absolutely intentional. And part of something that signals that to me is Pokemon breaking their 30-year regional wall, as this article claims in TechTimes, where for 3 decades, they have had release windows where they start with Japan, go to North America, and then the rest of the world. For the 30th anniversary set, Pokemon is ending that arrangement, and it looks like they're ending that arrangement permanently, at least for this set, for the simultaneous global launch. It's unclear yet whether or not this will be something that continues for all anniversary sets or all sets moving forward. I think Pokemon will evaluate how it performs. Obviously, the Ascended Heroes rollout, they hopefully learned a lot where it was staggered and Ascended Heroes prices were kind of crazy for a long time. And so I don't think they want that to happen for the 30th anniversary. I think they're doing this very specifically and very intentionally. The other kind of effect here that it's having, and goes back to the video I just shared last week on the 30th anniversary, but don't FOMO too hard. There's so many leaks happening right now that's getting people so excited, that's driving these prices. As I showed you on the ETB where it's flattened, that is very atypical. Ken Sugimori is doing a Pikachu. You can see that right here. Here's his Jungle Pikachu that he's doing. Very cool. A shout out to his art from earlier. There's a bunch of artists on the Pikachu. 19 of the 30 have been released. But these are all very well-known artists that have, pretty significant followings that's adding to this anticipation that's causing some of this market trends to go up and down for vintage and for modern. And so the leaks have also just been happening at different levels for this set. Is that surprising? No. Is it a little unfortunate? Yes. I've seen some content creators basically say they're almost tired of it because they don't like seeing the whole set ahead of when it comes out. I somewhat agree with that, but they have some really cool cards coming, and these leaked even over a month ago from now, or a month before now. These have been out for 2 months, and that's 3 months ahead of the set, right? Pokemon has almost lost contain on this set, and it's causing the modern cards to drop as people get so excited for it and worried that they're not going to be able to find it or afford it. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to take advantage of those things. Lastly, is just showing that the Japan market is following a very similar trajectory. Modern singles are coming down while vintage and sealed are climbing up, mirroring what's happening on the English side. May is the dividing line, so a little bit earlier than from when I was seeing that data on June and July. However, they have Delta Rain out already, which we don't see that till after the 30th anniversary. And then just a reminder that the momentum will last all year. We saw that with the 25th celebration set. I showed a lot of that data in my last video. Definitely don't FOMO too hard. This set will be out for a while. You'll be able to find it because they're going to print it as long as people are buying it, which they'll continue to buy it because everybody's so hyped up on it. So just be patient. Hopefully you're excited for the set. I know I am. Clearly the market is excited as it's being moved in directions that isn't maybe as typical as would be happening. Let me know if there's anything you thought I missed or you're disagreeing with me on how the market's moving. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.